Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Resident Evil 4, the 2023 remake of the game that came out in 2005. Now, if you guys wanted to know why I called myself Zombie Killer, it's because of the Resident Evil franchise. Also, Call of Duty Zombies and other zombie games as well. But the Resident Evil franchise really defined the survival horror genre. I've practically played nearly every single Resident Evil game, not all of them, but mostly I really enjoyed the Resident Evil games that really utilized the RE engine. I think it started off with Resident Evil Biohazard, and now we have Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I think really as a whole, since that period, I really do think that Capcom has definitely redefined the survival horror genre, and I definitely think Resident Evil 4 Remake is an absolutely phenomenal game, and it really does go beyond what they definitely did back in 2005, which was already a masterpiece of a game that also defined the survival horror genre with new third person gaming mechanics as well. That was very different from the old perspective of the Resident Evil games. So, all in all, I could say that the Resident Evil 4 Remake is an absolutely amazing game. Now, I will say when Capcom did announce that they were going to do a Resident Evil 4 remake, I was genuinely really excited about it. I did really enjoy the 2005 game. Although that game is still a timeless classic, I do feel like a new, updated version of that game would have been definitely good for a modern AAA game. And I definitely think that they really improved a lot of the gaming mechanics of this game, but they still kind of keep the original aspects of it. So they definitely keep some of the same weapon customizations, the same shooting mechanics, but they've also adopted some new sort of styles to the game, which actually makes it a lot more playable now. So it feels more responsive. Some of the similar traits that they had from the old Resident Evil 4 was Leon's groundhouse kick. They still kept that in this game, and I think really they've really kept the same feel that fans of the original really wanted in this remake, and I can say they've done a really good job with that. But yeah, let's actually talk about some of the improvements of this new remake. Firstly, I will have to say the fact that they've used the new RE engine for this game, compared to the original, the game is much more immersive. There's a lot more dread and a lot more atmosphere, and they really recreate that really really well. So the village, to the castle, to the Ganados. The whole atmosphere of the game is much more better than the original, and they've done a really, really good job with recreating the old game, but really amplifying the visual fidelity or the graphical fidelity of the game. So I could really say that they've done a great job with that. Also, another thing that they've done well for this remake is they didn't exactly just go for an exact copy of the game. So it didn't follow the exact same sequences. So there's actually some new sequences in this game. So there are some new missions. There are some new more. There's also more sort of options in terms of characters as well that you can play. So one example I could say, I got up to a part of the game where you will play as Ashley, and she has to try and sort of save Leon as well. So they do add some more missions and more variety in this remake compared to the original. There's also some new mechanics that they've added to this game. So one of the new things that they add, I can't remember if they had this in the original Resident Evil 4, is that they have now a stealth mechanic as well. So you can now crouch and you can silently use stealth kills to kill Ganados. I don't remember that being in the original remake, in the original game, because I haven't played it for about 3 or 4 years, so it's been a while. But there are some new sort of gaming mechanics. The game does feel a lot more tighter, more responsive to play. Some of the audio of the guns is much more improved than the original. So I definitely think a lot of these new added features that they did for this remake is much, much better. And it certainly definitely represents a modern title very well. But also, I think adding some new sequences to this game, I actually think it was actually a really good decision they did that, because I didn't really want to see Capcom just doing another copy paste, but with just refined visuals and just the same exact gameplay as they did back in 2005. Because I think sometimes a bit of change would have actually worked, and I think some of this new sequences and some new missions in this game actually really refined this game much better. I actually really preferred it. Um, so overall, I think they definitely added some more variety to this game with regards to some new missions, and I think as well there's a lot more that you can actually explore around the village as well, or the castle. There's a lot more I think you can do in this game, which I can't remember in the original game you could do. But overall, I've had a really good time playing this game. I will state though, I did only play about 7 hours of this game, and I think I'm about just more than halfway through. I think I'm around chapter 10, chapter 11 of this game, so I haven't fully completed it. But I think the amount of time I've been playing this game, I could definitely give a review on this game, and I really definitely do want to finish this game and explore more of this what this game has to offer, because certainly this is, in my view, probably the best Resident Evil remake they've done. I've really enjoyed the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remake, but certainly Resident Evil 4 really stood out. And yeah, I virtually have no complaints about this game. So overall, if I had to rate Resident Evil 4 remake, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. I could potentially give it a 10 out of 10 if I really had to. I mean, it's very hard to really give it a full 10 out of 10 perfect score, but there really isn't anything bad about this game at all. Like, I virtually have no issues with it at all. Like, the visuals are great. The game actually runs well as well. I never really experienced any frame drops or pop-ins or any of that sort of graphical technical issues. So the game does run well. They've definitely amplified the survival horror element. Also, I do think some new enemies in this game actually worked. I really think that there is a lot more they've offered in this game with some new sequences and new enemies that actually makes this game a lot more challenging and more playable. And I think they did a really good job with this game. I really do hope Capcom really could really deliver more on these remakes as well, potentially for past Resident Evil games, because I really definitely think that the decision that they have been doing with these games is actually working really well. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.